So welcome back. My next guest is Linda Burridge. If I said that correctly, is Burridge. Mm-hmm. And she is the owner of Next Act Solutions. She also is the founder, Chief Inspirational Officer, right. She said. Welcome to the show. Tell everybody a little bit about yourself and what you do.
Sure. I came from a background 35 years in leadership development, coaching, teaching, and leading teams. And during that time, I saw a change in the workplace. And as I looked at the latter part of my career, I saw opportunity and realized that people no longer had just one or two acts. They have multiple acts in their lives, number one. And number two, the separation between work and life, there is none anymore.
Sure. So talk right into the microphone.
And so what I realized is that my goal would be to help leaders, teams, individuals navigate personal and professional change and help them really embrace transition so that they could move along on a life or work of their choice and not leave those choices up to others.
Okay. So what are some of the changes then people experience when they reach, let's say, 45?
Yeah. And that's not to say that people don't have changes before 45.
They do. Lots of them.
Lots of them.
Hormonal.
And I would say the younger ones tend to take it on better than those of us who are older. Mm-hmm. And what happens is that it accelerates. You've been on a job for so many years. You are working 60 hours a week and you're saying to yourself, okay, what's next? I have no life. I want to have friends. I want to have relationships. I want to have fun and I want good health. So your priorities change. Usually during that time, your kids start to leave home and you start to become more concerned. A lot of my clients are concerned about their finances. Mm-hmm. So as you age, however, then as you get into your 50s, the kids are gone. You're no longer the mother. You have increased opportunities to do things that you choose to do, but don't know what to do. Mm-hmm. You worry about your future, especially at that time in financial. And sometimes parents even have people returning home, mm-hmm. parents ill. So there's a lot of changes going on up until the time you're 65. And even those people who had hoped that retirement would be great, after a year of retiring, and I live in an adult community, there's only so much golf, mahjong, bridge, and wine club that you can do.
Right. It's not like it used to be.
Right.
People are different. We've worked a lot longer, mm-hmm. and we don't know what to do. Especially, there's a lot of people out there who do retire and find out, wait a minute, this is not what I really want for that much, for that long of a period of time.
Right.
Now, you do free consultations with people.
Yes.
Go ahead.
And I just want to make sure that if people, I coach individually. I also do groups. But on an individual basis, I just want to make sure that people are comfortable with coaching. It's not for everybody. And comfortable with me. I think that there always has to be trust built between you and your clients.
Sure.
And so I want them to have that opportunity.
So you'll do a free consultation with them.
45 minutes. Mm-hmm.
Now, her website is nextactsolutions with an S.com. Her phone number.
.coach.
.coach. Okay, so it's .coach. Let me put that out again. It's nextactsolutions.coach. Yep. And her phone number is 630-640-7126. Okay, so you've kind of sort of described a little bit about someone who has reached 45. Your clients, again, you want to describe them and, what do they seem to share more than anything? Which would be financial?
Well, in some ways. I think they come in, there's I guess 3 flavors, 3 reasons that they would come to me. Number one, they might want to re-engage in work that they already love. If they're in mid-career, they want to stay working, but they just want to love what they do, or they want to help their teams become more energized. There are those who are looking in the workplace to work less. If you get into that 50, 55 to 60, they don't want to just hang on. They want to contribute, but they don't want to work 60 hours a week. Mm-hmm. So are there opportunities within the organization or outside the organization? There are people who come to me who completely want to reinvent. They're done. There's no hanging on. They're finished.
There's a lot of people that want to reinvent themselves today.
Yeah.
Or have to.
Yeah, exactly. They have to have the skill set. They don't have the skill sets to stay in the career that they're in, so they need to move on. And then there are those who want to rewire. I call it rewire. And I really want to get people to think early about what's going to happen during that retirement period.
Well, you can check her out on her website. It's nextactsolutions.coach. She does free consultations. Her phone number is 630-640-7126. And I'm going to let anyone who's calling in right now, I'm going to try and do this with you. Anyone, if you want to call in and get a free consultation with her, I will go ahead and connect you with her. Our number here, 602-277-5369. Toll free, it's 1-866-536-1100. What's been your journey?
Well, my journey is probably no different than a lot of people. I've lost jobs. I've lost a parent. I've lost a sibling. I've sat in self-pity like anyone else for a while. I've been angry. But, I was so lucky to be in a profession where I could learn from leaders and other employees every day. And what they taught me were several things. Number one, it takes courage to take accountability for a change that you have to make. At the same time, it does require some vulnerability in terms of asking other people for help. The other thing is you have to trust your heart as you move ahead. Everybody wants to tell you what to do. And it can be really good to get a different perspective, like a coach or someone other than a good friend or your parents or a coworker to help you. And last but not least, I would say that you have to really keep moving on and not be afraid to explore and try things out before you make a final decision. Well,
I think, there's so many things that you say that people can resonate with, and I like that about you. And I also like that when you say that you do a free consultation, that coaching isn't for everyone. But I think listening to you and when they start talking to you, I bet you it turns into a relationship where you just comes naturally. Is that what happens?
Yeah, that happens a lot. But I do groups. I am a big person about community. And I do group sessions, and especially in the adult communities. And I'm so inspired and so excited to see people bounce off each other and help each other. And so there is real power in community as well.
Is that what excites you the most about what you do, about them bouncing off, or how you can help them? What is the most that...
I think it's more about them than it is me, I have to say. I mean, what makes me feel good is to see people take these journeys on their own, to take the initiative, to be inspired, to move ahead.
Well, too, another thing about people who are older that come and work with you is especially if they're over 45, if they're in their 50s, 60s, and they are frightened.
Yes,
I think a lot of people who think that retirement sounds great. It does. It sounds really great. But sometimes it's not really what you think it's going to be. And it's wonderful to have, you get scared and you don't know what to do. So talking to somebody who can help you figure those things out. And you got your training. How did you get your training?
Well, I'm a certified coach. So I went back to school. Again, I took the journey of thinking ahead before I left my company and actually got certified as a coach. I also have an MBA, which I don't know might help in the business world a little bit. But
it makes you understand that person who is in that category.
Yes.
Okay. So what is a typical consultation with you like? How do you work with people?
Well, I always like to start with some kind of pre-call where we talk about what it is they want to change or begin to get an idea of what they want to change, looking at their whole life, not just work, but their whole life. Usually involves some assessment. I really like to do some assessments so people, especially many people haven't really thought about what their values are or what's their purpose in life. And so there are some assessments that can help with that. And then we work together to get on the road for their consultation.
Now you can check her out. Her website is nextactsolutions with an S.coach. That's new.
Yeah.
And she does do free consultations. You can call her direct at 630-640-7126. I'm also going to let you call for the next 5 or 10 minutes too here if you want to get connected and you want to just get that free consultation from me for her. 602-277-5369. Toll free, it's 1-866-536-1100. So tell everybody what's the next for your next step.
Oh, well, I'm really excited. A couple things that I'm working on is, number one, I do think that communities and organizations can have a big role in this and looking differently at Next Act. So it's not just about individuals, but the bigger picture.
Wow.
I am also excited. In the next month, I'm going to be starting a Next Act Club on Facebook that people can come to for help and support and community.
Awesome.
So they
That
can look
is
for
really
that
neat.
as well.
Well, our lines are open here. We're going to let everyone call in and get entered in to win a free consultation. Just if you want to call in, I'll get you connected with her. Our number here is 602-277-5369. Toll free, it's 1-866-536-1100. Can you help anyone from anywhere? Do you
Yes,
work with them?
all over the country?
Right.
I even help people in other countries.
Yeah, because, now with that Skype and phone and all of that, it's
Yep.
so wonderful that you can help anyone from anywhere.
Yep.
Check her out. It is Next Act Solutions with an S.coach. And the number to call her is 630-640-7126.